Okay, this is part 2 of the amortization table. And we finished up with this one, and now we're going to be starting to do the part D. After you calculate the amortization table, you need to include the interest payments versus number of payments charts. And all of them need a title. We're going to have to do some stuff with the x-axis and the y-axis. So let's get started with that. And so we're going to do the number of payments. That is this column right here. And we're going to use the the interest column right here, okay? So we're going to do those two columns. And so I'm going to highlight this first number of payments. I'm going to, you don't really, if you get the words, it's okay. But if you don't want the words, it's not a big deal. We're going to do something with it anyway. So we're going to highlight, and then you're going to come over to the interest. We're going to highlight that also, but to highlight two columns that are not right next to each other, you need to hold down your control key. If you're using a Mac, you need to hold down your command key. So I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm going to do that. Notice both of them turn gray. And that's what we want. We're going to do a chart with these two columns. We're going to come up to the interest, to the insert button, insert, and then we're going to come over to the chart area, these recommended chart area, and the recommended chart we're going to pick is this XY scatter. And I have my mouse over the top of it, that's why that's coming up. Once I do that XY scatter, we're going to pick that first one. Now, we've done something like that in class before, so this shouldn't be too new to you. We've done something just like this in the past. So we're going to pick that XY scatter, and then we get a chart. Now, let's do the things. So letter 1D in here says that we need a title. So we're going to do the title next. We're going to do it like this. This is the number of payments versus interest and for 1 year. How about a 1 year loan? Okay? You can make that bigger if you need to and so forth. All right. Now we're going to do the part 2 up there. Part 2 says that the x-axis should be a number of payments. The x-axis should be the number of payments. And the range should be from 0 to 60 going on increments of 10. You're going to be comparing all of the 4 graphs that you're going to be making, and they have to have the same x-axis. And so what we're going to do that is we're going to click on that x-axis, those numbers. Right now mine is from 0 to 14. I am going to right-click. On my Mac I tap with 2 fingers, but I'm going to right-click and go to Format Axis. On the side over here, we have this, and I'm going to be going into the maximum area right there. My maximum, it says that it needs to go from 0 to 60 in my instructions, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm making this a 60. And then it says that the increments need to go by 10, and when I click in there, it automatically makes them 10. The next part, which is the y-axis, says that I need to make this 0 to a set value that is the same for all your graphs. Now, since your price of your car is going to be different than my price of my car, and everybody else's is going to be different, I can't tell you what that value should be. I can't tell you what it should be, but I just tell you they all must be the same. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click on right-click on that y-axis and go to Format Axis. Right now, mine's at 30, right here. Mine's at 30 because my highest interest is 25. So it just went a little ahead. So you're going to have to make it be the same for all of yours.